People think that they want certain things because they're experiencing lack. And so they have to go about becoming the very person. So then if we reframe it and you say, oh, I really want to be wealthy, I want all my needs met, and I'll say, really, why do you want to be wealthy? And they'll say, because I want freedom. I'd say, okay, well, let's focus on freedom. So now the person understands the sponsoring thought or the emotion. Why would you wait for your wealth to feel free? That's the Newtonian model of reality, of cause and effect. Waiting for someone or something out there to take away this emptiness or lack. And what if I'm feeling this emotion is influencing certain thoughts, and how I think and feel creates my life. If I'm living in lack, I'm not going to create anything new. But if I say to you, hey, when you become that person, once you become it, then your reality is going to reorganize itself. Instead of living by cause and effect, let's teach you how to cause and effect. So then the person then is no longer interested in getting something in their environment when they realize it's about who they become. And all of a sudden now the emphasis or the interest is in becoming that person. And we have a week with those people, and I want them to walk as it, sit as it, stand as it, lay down as it. I want them to get in the habit of walking from their room to the ballroom. It's become the new habit. That's why when we do our work, we're doing sitting meditations, we're doing standing and walking meditations, we're doing lying down meditations. I want it to become a new habit. I want them to become that person.
One of my biggest problems is that I tend to react quickly to negative situations. How can I cope with anger? Do you have any suggestions or advice?
Yeah, I'll tell you the first thing. It's not that you react. We all react. The question is, how long are you going to react? That's the question. So we found out that when people react emotionally with anger, with antagonism, there's an arousal that takes place because you're turning on the sympathetic nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system is a primitive system saying, Alex, whatever that is a threat to you. And if there's a threat, a good way to deal with a threat is to get aggressive. That's primitive, it's animal, it's very animal. Some people will say, oh my God, there's my ex, and instead of getting angry, they run. They flee. They're in fear. They're like, the fear is, I'm better just getting away. So the fear causes them to run. When people feel fear, when they feel anger, when they feel pain, those are the primary stimulators that switch on that sympathetic nervous system. And they used to say that it's automatic. Like, it's automatic, it happens automatically. That's part of the autonomic nervous system, and you really don't have any control of it. Turns out that's absolutely not the truth. So first thing is learning how to shorten your response to the emotional reaction. So if you have an event that happens to your life, in your life, and I say, Alex, why are you so mad today? And you say, oh, it's because of this situation and this person, and this happened this way. And I would say, oh my gosh, do you mean that person or that circumstance is controlling the way you feel and the way you think? Now, anything that's controlling the way we feel and the way we think makes us victims, whatever that is. Now, that's okay, but if you keep that emotional reaction going on for hours or days, and I say to you, Alex, it's 5 days, what's up? And you say to me, I'm upset from something that happened to me 5 days ago, I'd say you have a mood. You're in a mood. Now, some people keep that same emotional reaction going on for weeks or months. And then I would say, well, Alex has a angry temperament. It becomes a temperament. If we keep it going for, now this is true, people keep this going for years on end. If it goes on for years, now it's a personality trait. So here's the weird part about it. You ask that person who's been angry for years why they're angry. And they'll recall an event from 10 years ago, or a series of events from 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and
the childhood.
Yeah, and the research on the memory says that 50% of that story isn't even the truth. They can't even remember the truth. They embellish the story and make it sound worse than it really was to excuse themselves from changing. Now, what we tell people is forget the event. Doesn't matter. The details of the event doesn't. What matters is learning how to overcome the emotion. So when you're sitting in a meditation and all of a sudden out of nowhere your body starts getting aroused and it starts getting frustrated and it starts getting angry and people say, I'm doing my meditation wrong. You know what I say to them? No. You're doing it right, because that has to come up. So when the anger and the frustration comes up and a person's in a meditation, they have one of two choices: to quit, which is what they've always done. But if you're sitting with 1,500 people and no one else is quitting, you're not going to quit. And if I teach you how to lower the volume to that emotion, and I teach you a way to change that,